Today, Gaming America is speaking with Jeff Hamilton, the president and general manager of Mohegan Sun's flagship location in Uncasville, Connecticut. They just underwent a $15 million renovation in certain parts of the location, and mostly we will be talking about that today. Thank you, Jeff, for speaking with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. My first question is sort of just about the renovation. What major changes have happened at the Connecticut location of Mohegan Sun?
Yeah, so we're still in the midst of that renovation. Really, a three-part renovation. We wanted to redo we have two 3,500 Royal Suites. We're in the midst of remodeling those. We're using a portion of our buffet space to build a brand new players lounge. And then we did a bunch of improvements, really a 3-year project over at our golf course. So really 3 separate projects kind of being grouped into one here. We're really excited about all of them. And, we believe all are going to have a, pretty large impact on our business.
Sure. I was wondering about the sort of strategic planning that went in. Obviously, Mohegan Sun up in Uncasville is a huge, huge destination. And there are presumably a lot of things that can potentially be renovated at any given time in any given project. How did you go about deciding on the 3 you just enumerated?
Yeah, so I think from a lounge offering perspective, one of our key business areas is the high end, right? So we believe that we're the place that the high end gamers come to in the Northeast. From a database perspective, they've been a big chunk of our database. So we're constantly looking for ways to improve that overall experience. When we brought Tao here, we really created this immersive F&B experience and kind of have tried to build that strategy as we navigate through the next 3 to 5 years. Is what other things can we do that really are immersive and differentiated? So our lounge offering is something that, has always been a competitive advantage for us. We're really proud of our Momentum program, not just for the high end, but for all of our customers. That Momentum program is really, really valuable. And the lounge offering that we have is great. And, one of the things that we did is, kind of revisioning that. How do we create a more immersive experience, for people that have access to the lounge? And we're going to do our Earth Lounge, which is what we're doing now. And then the plan next year is to do the Sky Lounge. And then the same thing with the Royal Suites. The Royal Suites, for us, having fresh hotel product has always been, one of our strategies. We kind of go through the hotel in stages. We haven't done the Royals in, over 10 years. So, really diving into those and creating, again, just an immersive hotel experience that's going to be different, whether you're on the one on the 35th floor or the one on the 36th floor. Those experiences will be different, and we believe that those, ultimately are going to drive more visitation. Because I think, from an overall hotel suite perspective, going to be some of the best suites in the country.
Sure. And I was wondering about the process of sort of deciding on architects or contractors. Are there people that Mohegan Sun always uses for their construction endeavors, or do you take it on a case-by-case basis?
We do take it on a case-by-case basis, but I would say, for the most part, our property has been designed by Rockwell. So they've been a part of our building since the very beginning. And the quality is just there, right? So I think from our perspective, we've strayed away from them a little bit over the course of the last 5 or 6 years. I know, when I took over, one of my focuses is making sure that we have quality of design, because design is really going to set the tone for the building and then ultimately the experience. So we use Rockwell for Tao. We're in the midst of using Rockwell for the lounge. We have, 2 other F&B experiences that are coming up that we'll hopefully be able to announce, over the course of the next 6 months. Rockwell will be designed, and then Rockwell will be part of at least one of those. So that, like I said, Rockwell understands the tribe, they understand our building, and they're just, great from a design perspective. They really know how to create this immersive, storytelling type of experience, in everything that they design.
Sure. That your answer there sort of prompted a follow-up question. Would you say that there's a design aesthetic for the whole place you're going for?
Yeah, so I think if you think about going back to 1996, the tribal component was always a very, very important part of the design. And I think that's still kind of flowing through in the designs that we're doing today. But I would say, one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is we don't, through our expansions, through our changes of product and changing of the property, we're big believers in not just bolting things on that don't fit, so I think a lot of times you go to properties and sometimes, they want to have something, so they changed it and they made it something else. And it's kind of like you walk around the property and it feels a little disjointed. I think one of our, strategic initiatives has always been never make sure that it's never disjointed. So whether it's the Earth Tower that we, did in 2016 or the new, Earth Exposition and Meeting Center, which we did in 2018, or the new lounges or Tao, they feel like they've always been there, right? And when you're walking around the property, it doesn't feel like this is new and that is old, right? It feels like you're in a building that was built all at once, even though, it's been built over, 5 or 6 big projects. And then we've changed out, numerous restaurants and retail and parts of the property throughout our 25 years.
Yeah. I was wondering, I've been to the Tao in New York City. Does this one have a very large Buddha in it?
Yeah, so it's a coin yin, actually not a Buddha. Well, it's a type of Buddha.
Sorry.
So they have those in every Tao. So I think from a differentiating perspective, like I said, a really immersive type of experience. It's digitally mapped. You get a great show on it. Every single night, and really, from a restaurant perspective, has really added a whole nother level of F&B to our property, and we're going to continue that. I think for us, we want to try to make sure that our F&B product is second to none, and we believe that has been one of our competitive advantage. We have great restaurants like Michael Jordan Steakhouse in Tuscany. Now we have Tao, and like I said, we're going to be announcing 2 new restaurants over the course of the next 6 months.
Cool. I had a question too about all land-based operators who are doing construction properties, all construction is beset with these difficulties with supply chain. I was wondering if you guys in Connecticut had faced supply chain issues. If so, are there sort of methods you can do to minimize the fallout from them?
Yeah, so I think for us, similar to everyone, we're struggling, construction materials and then also finished materials. So I think we've provided more of a time frame for build out, understanding that is, going to be something that we have to contend with. And then we've tried to get creative. I'll just give a good example. We just built, a brand new 10,000 square foot sports book, Mohegan Sun FanDuel sports book. We have the biggest video screen on the East Coast to watch sports. As part of that build out, we actually still have not gotten our walk-in cooler. So we've come up creative solutions to be able to operate the F&B component of that without a walk-in cooler. So we're, bringing things from further away, other walk-in coolers we're utilizing. It makes it a little inefficient initially. We expect the walk-in cooler, for that, that opened for Super Bowl Sunday. We expect that to come in the next few weeks. But I think we just look for ways, if there's a way that we can get creative, if we can do without something, to make sure that we can, get the asset open as quickly as possible.
Yeah, sure. I was wondering, for the whole, as your president, general manager, it's a huge thing. What would you say are the biggest draws? Is it, the casinos, your entertainment offerings? What are the biggest draws to the destination?
Yeah, I think, we're an all-encompassing, integrated resort, but I think the biggest draws are team members, and our service. So, we're big believers in hiring great people, a diverse workforce, and then we allow them to be themselves. So, we kind of look at service delivery a little differently than any other hospitality company, I would argue, where we kind of allow our team members to deliver service in a way that's most comfortable for them. And what happens with that is when a customer or guest comes here, they get a more genuine, natural service experience, right? And every time you come, it's a little different depending on the team member that you've interacted with. So we always hear from our guests, how it feels like home. They love to interact with our team members. It's friendly, it's natural, it's outgoing, and it's different. So we're big believers in not scripting service. We focus a lot on what not to say instead of what to say. We're big believers in allowing our team members to be themselves and to express themselves uniquely. We believe that's, has always been something that we've been, very, very proud of. And then from a service delivery perspective, they can greet a guest in a way that they're comfortable greeting a guest. Now, we probably don't want them to say "What's up" the first time that they interact with a guest, but how they say hello. Maybe they're from the South. Maybe they're from another country. That might be a way that they greet a guest differently, and that experience, we believe, is really differentiating. So we have this beautiful property of this great infrastructure. We obviously have a 10,000 seat arena. We have, immersive F&B experiences. We have a lot of assets, from a property standpoint. There's a lot of things to do here. But from a competitive advantage perspective, we really believe our team members and our service delivery really is our number one competitive advantage.
Sure. And you mentioned the FanDuel Sportsbook, which is well known. You said it was the largest screen for watching sports on the East Coast. But sort of tangential to that, I'm wondering, as in Connecticut, you have online betting, you have online casino. In New York, it's betting. As that becomes, more prominent, and more people are betting online on their phones, are you seeing reduced foot traffic at the Uncasville location?
I think the sports are an event. Right. So, whether it's a show, in your arena, or it's a big event like barbecue fest, outside, or wine fest, some of our food festivals. Big sports is an event. So I'm just going to give you an example. Kentucky Derby was last weekend. We also had MMA, and then we had a humongous boxing event. A lot of people are going to watch that at home, but what we've found is people want to go and see that in a, again, immersive experience with this humongous screen with their friends, and have cocktails and bottle service and kind of, have that experience. So I think from an overall, visitation standpoint, I actually think, we haven't that online component, while it's convenient for sports, especially big events, NBA playoffs, NFL, big horse racing, boxing, MMA, the kind of things that drive, your sports book profitability. Those are events, and we all want to kind of be with each other, interact, and be in a cool place to watch an event, whether that's going to the game and being in the stadium, or coming to the sports book and, having bottle service and, a great experience from watching it on, a humongous screen. It's a little bit more than, sitting in your living room, trying to keep yourself awake at 11 p.m. for the fight.
Yeah, sure. My last question is about the future. You mentioned you're not quite done with this renovation. I was hoping you could tell us what are the next big project going to be in terms of renovating Mohegan Sun, and where do you hope the property is in, say, 2 years' time?
Yeah, so over the course of the next years, obviously we're going to finish the projects that we've started. I talked a little bit about, we believe two, really distinct F&B, new F&B outlets will open over the course of the next years. We're focused on the outdoor area too. So, one of the things we do is we have an Old Earth Valet entrance it's a beautiful area that we've in the midst of, investing $2 million to kind of create a cool outdoor entertainment area where we can do shows and we can do events out there. We're going to be adding fire pits and turf and, field games, and really creating a cool outdoor area that people can enjoy, really 3 seasons. So spring, summer, and the fall. We talked about the lounge that we're doing now. We're going to do our other lounge, our Sky Lounge, next year. So, when you think about 2 years from now, I think we have a great outdoor area. We have 2 brand new restaurants. We have 2 brand new Royal Suites. We have 2 brand new lounges. And then, right on the horizon, over the course of the next, I would say 8 weeks, we're also going to have, 3 really, really exciting retail tenants that we're going to be adding as well. So, there's going to be a lot of new offering to go along with, our already, great offering. And then from a show perspective, we're really excited to see entertainment come back. That's one of the things that's been really hit by the pandemic. And, if you look at over the course of the next 6 months, our show calendar is pretty impressive. So June being, one of those months, we have Justin Bieber coming. We're really, really excited for that. A bunch of great country. So we're going to have some great shows over the course of the summer as well.
Yeah, cool. Well, good luck with all that. This has been Jeff Hamilton, the president and general manager of Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut. Thank you so much for speaking with Gaming America.
Have a great day. Thank you so much.
All right.